Stereotypical gym bros do a lot of things wrong, but still, we could learn from them. So you likely disagree with their philosophy of only training chest and arms, having mediocre back and legs, and total body performance. I get it because it's honestly not the way to go for injury prevention, preventing muscular imbalances, and even looking aesthetic. But you know what? That's their goal, and you can't take it away from them. And I feel that in the online fitness community specifically, people are not in touch with what they actually want. There's a lot of sheep-like thinking, a lot of dogmatism involved, where certain sports have infiltrated, if you catch my drift. And guys are just shooting for numbers that they would have never cared about in the first place. Why? They're trying to seek validation from others. It's the in thing to do. They want to be liked. There's a lot of groupthink, in other words. And gym bros completely escape this because they just have their little superficial objective. They go for it year after year after year, and that's it. And they're not trying to be something they're not. They're honest that, hey, I'm just a recreational lifter. I want to be fit, a decent body. I'm not trying to compete. And that's it. Some of them take it to the next level. They want to impress chicks or whatever. That's their prerogative. But you know what? At least if you talk to them about them, like, yeah, the chick's like this, I'm going to do that. Okay, you do what the fuck you want. The point that I'm trying to stress is lifters need to have their own objectives. They need to stop being influenced by all the peer pressure. So can you honestly look at yourself in the mirror and say that this is actually what you want? For example, let's say you love bodybuilding and weighted calisthenics starts to boom. And now everybody's talking about it. And bodybuilding is seen as like the worst possible thing. And it's not really common in the online world anymore. Are you going to stop it just because everybody else is doing weighted calisthenics? Are you just going to jump straight into that? Yeah, I want a strong weighted pull-up. What if you don't care about that exercise? What if you just don't care about those objectives? What if I were to come up to you and say, hey, everybody should learn how to do the planche. So let's all do planches. Next thing you know, it's the number one thing on YouTube. It's trending. Everybody's trying to learn it. Would you fall into that trap? Would you just do it because everyone else is doing it? That's what I'm trying to get at here. Guys are not following their own objectives. They're just trying to impress another motherfucker that doesn't care about them. And gym bros honestly don't care. Even if it's realistic, even if the goal is achievable, they won't go for it because it's not on their radar, man. It's like telling a powerlifter to get into marathon running. They're going to look at you like, what the fuck? Same thing, man. We just have to look in the mirror and honestly assess, is this what you want? Or are you following someone else's path? And like I said, gym bros tend to be the exception in this regard. It's the number one thing we can learn from them. Not to be mediocre, not to set shitty standards, not to shoot for that chest and arm body, but to do what you want. Now, on that note, I also respect the fact that these lifters are experimental. They learn among themselves because many are tuned out from the online fitness community. So much of the advice you see is going to be bro science, obviously subpar. And a lot of these lifters are still doing your 5-day bro splits and all that. But regardless, they're willing to try out new things. If you tell them, hey, this superset will give you bigger biceps and triceps, okay, I'm going to try it out next workout. Oh, the pump was good. They may not understand the reasons behind the gains, but it's the fact that they're just going for it. And I like that because this channel is all about experimentation. If you watch my 2013 videos till now, you'll see I went through so many different phases. I tried out all kinds of different things. Obviously, there was a secondhand knowledge. I'm aware of the literature. But then I got the experience down, so years of actual training, and then throwing in some ideas that I was thinking about at the time. And it resulted in unique philosophies that changed a lot of lives. I'm just one man. Think about the collective here and how a lot of the exercise science emerged from the original experimentation of gym bros. It's just something to think about. But that's usually what happens. Guys train for a very long period of time. They get the experience. They find out what works for them. And they share it among themselves. And then the bad information is kind of sorted out. I think that's cool because we can't account for all the variables. And at the end of the day, experience is priceless. Leroy Colbert, may he rest in peace, always said there's no price on experience. Now, you're going to listen to a guy who's been training for 50 years, but he's a bro, or the motherfucker who's just reading books all day. I think you should combine both, personally. That's what I always strive to do. But all I'm trying to say now is that gym bros do a lot of experimentation. And sometimes that results in injury. Sometimes it's not optimal. Sometimes it's really not the way to go. But I respect the fact that they do it nonetheless. They're not closed-minded. And again, that's something that's lacking nowadays. People want to see studies for every fucking thing. Because I understand if you look at the hierarchy of evidence, anecdote is labeled at the bottom. I'm perfectly aware. That's why, in regards to nutrition, I pay extreme attention to this. And I'm not going to listen to guys say, oh, I feel better. That's just one aspect, right? But with lifting, I do think it's a little bit different, especially when you start hitting the advanced levels. And often these are the guys who you're going to see doing things that might look a little bit strange, but it's actually effective. Because they're open-minded, and that's something that's great. Not only for fitness, but in all aspects of life. You don't want to be this closed-minded fuck. So that's it. And the last point I want to stress is the fact that these lifters respect natural training. Oftentimes more so than Reuters. You know why? Because they think that they can get a nice body without taking shit. Which is absolutely fantastic. I'll They'll look at a fake natty and think, huh, I can look like that. In a way, it's like a false sense of grandeur. They believe that they have much more inside of them. You ask them, hey, you think you can get 18-inch arms naturally? But yeah, bro, give me 3 years, I'll have it. Maybe they won't, probably they won't, but they believe it. And that's fucking awesome. I see a lot of guys online, it's like, no, 16 inches is my limit. I looked at this calculator and, for my height, my frame, it's not realistic. What I'm saying is a lot of imposed limitations here that in many cases are false. I know that's how it was for me. Like actually, when I first started training, I had an extremely high standard for aesthetics. Then as I became more realistic, I started to study things. I was like, oh, fuck. I'm probably not going to look like that. I won't have the level of strength. So now my standards lowered. Next thing you know, I was making shittier gains. But then I came across some amazing naturals, and the spark was reignited. And this mainly included the old school legends of the past, like the strongmen, the bodybuilders, etc. So once I became aware of that, the gains shot up like crazy. Years ago, I would have never thought that I'd hit this level of strength. Like, it's actually insane how being consistent and raising your standards makes a difference. And I like the fact that gym bros don't set these limitations on themselves so early. They really believe in themselves. And again, I'm talking about the chest and the arms here usually, right? The back, they probably don't think you can even hit 100 pounds the way to pull up. To them, 45 is good. But, for some of the beach muscles, they have high standards. And even benching strength. Oh, I could do 3 plates. Which is funny because a lot are still novices, right? But it's not about that. It's not about where they are or their objectives. It's about what they believe is possible. And ultimately, if that belief is strong enough, you can eventually succeed. So that's all I'm talking about here, guys. We need to change our mindset. We need to be more experimental. We need to be more open-minded. And we have to reevaluate our own self-worth while following programs that we actually care about and having goals that are truly of our own. And that's what I see in the gym bros, man. As fucked up as a lot of their beliefs may be, still there are some lessons to be acquired. That's it, man. I hope you enjoyed this segment. Let's escape black and white thinking. Let me know if you agree with what I'm saying in regards to gym bros. And that's it. I'll see you in the next video.